Okay, hi guys. Today I'm going to attempt to review the least common multiple exercise that you had to do yesterday, and then I'm also going to show you how I want you to do adding fractions with unlike denominators. So I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to go to the worksheet that you had to do. The multiples, this page just said multiples are like playing Farkle, right? It says least common multiple of 2 and 4. So you're going to list all the multiples of 2. So let's pretend like we are playing Farkle. And we would go 2, 4, 6, 8, right? Up to 10, 20, and we play Farkle. And then we list 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, and then we look to see which numbers are in common, and we go to the smallest number that's in common, and that would be 4. So the first one, the answer would be 4. Okay, so then we're going to list all the multiples of 4. 4, well, we did them up here. 4, 8, 12, 16, and let's go to 6. 6, 12. My dog is snoring. She's like totally sleeping. Okay, anyways, I'm going to stop because I have 12 and 12. So the least common multiple of 4 and 6 is 12. Do we get it? Do we get it? All right, we'll do another one. Let's see, how do we go down? Oops. Okay, so you get the point, right? So we're gonna see. Let's go back. There we go. That was the first 2, second 2. We're gonna go back and come on, give me my. Okay, so we're gonna list all the multiples of 3. What are the next ones? 3 and 4. So we go annotate, draw. Okay, we're gonna go 3, 6, 9, 12, and we're gonna stop because I know 4, 8, 12. So you see I'm looking for the common number in both of the numbers, and the smallest of the common is going to be 12. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Let's, oh gosh, 25. And then I go 6, 12, 18. At this point, I would be calling on classmates to help me out, but I don't have anybody here except for my snoring dog. 24. And then we have 30. Okay, still haven't got a common multiple, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 seems like not a small number, but it's the smallest of the 2 common numbers. So my least common is 30. All right. Let's see. So I will take you back to, we won't go over all of those, but the answers to the rest on the page are, let's see, where do we stop at 30? So the least common of 8 and 4 is 8. The least common of 2 and 6 is 6. The least common multiple of 9 and 3 is 9. And the least common multiple of 8 and 6 is 24. Least common multiple of 4 and 6 is 12. And least common multiple of 12 and 8 is 24. And then the last 2, least common multiple of 14 and 4 is 28. And then 9 and 6 is 18. So Let me just show you this one really quick. So 14 and 4. So I go 14. 4 times 1 is 14. 4 times 2 is 28. Right? And let's just see if we could get 4, 8. I got to brush up on my facts. 16, 20, 24, and 28. So 28 would be the least common in both of them. Okay, so why do we need this? We're going to use this skill when we do our lesson 9-7 because we have to find common denominators. So we're going to add fractions that have unlike denominators. So I'm going to go back into the whiteboard and I'm going to give you some examples that are in the book. So you could actually look in your books on page 308. This is in your hard math book. And it just talks about Mitchell hiked from camp to Crystal Cave and then to Clear Cedar Lake. How far did Mitchell hike? To find out how far he hiked, we're going to add 7/10 plus 1/2 because he hiked 7/10 of the mile to Crystal Cave and then he went another 1/2 mile to Crystal Lake. Well, I can't add them because the rule of adding fractions is the denominators have to be the same. They're not the same, but I can make them the same. So I could do least common multiple, right? I could list all the multiples of 2, all the multiples of 10, and then which is the least common, that's what I'm going to make my denominator. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10, 10 is my least common. The other thing I taught you when you were in school was circle the higher number of the denominators. If I can make the 2 into a 10, I'm going to make an equivalent fraction and add it. That's what I want to do, okay? So let's see. So what times 2 is going to give me 10? In your homework, you have to do what number you multiply by, and then you have to give me the equivalent fraction. So I know 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5. My equivalent fraction of 1/2 is 5/10. Then I can add it. 7 plus 5 is 12. 10 plus 10, I don't add my denominators, I just bring it over. I have 12/10, but it's improper fraction, right? I can never have a numerator bigger than my denominator. So I have to take out my whole numbers, or I do 12 divided by 10. And I get 1 times 10 is 10. Subtract, bring down 2. I have no other numbers to bring down. My remainder becomes my numerator. My divisor becomes my denominator. And I have to reduce because they're both even. So my final answer is 1 1/5. And it would be, I got to go back and see. He hiked 1 1/5 miles. Okay. So the least common denominator is going to help us know what denominator we're going to make when we're adding fractions. Okay. So there are, let's see what else. I'm going to do one more. And then you're going to practice. And then you're going to do page 1. Let's see, 113 for homework. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Today you're going to do adding. Tomorrow you're going to do subtracting. So tomorrow we'll do like a Zoom just to make sure everybody knows how to do this and we're doing it correctly. You have to show your work either on your paper in your workbook, in your floppy book, like this, the floppy book. There should be enough room. Let's see. 109. Oh yeah, there's like plenty room in here to show your work, but you have to show me what the equivalent fraction is. So if I wanted to add in your book, oh wow, that's a ginormous 1. Let's erase that one. So it says study these examples. So 1/4 plus 3/8. Okay, you could have the fractions lined up vertically or horizontally, it doesn't matter. I like them the other way because I don't get my numerators, the denominators confused, but in your book, in your floppy math book, they're going to be like this. the first thing I'm going to do is going to look at my denominators. 4 and 8 are not the same. I'm going to circle the bigger denominator. Can I make this 4 and 8? Can I multiply any number by 4 to get 8? I sure can. Let me see, who can I call on? Yeah, nobody. So what times 4 is going to give me 8? I'll multiply it by 2. And you see, this is me showing my work, because I have to rename my fraction, because if I don't rename it, I make errors. So 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. I bring down my other fraction, and then I add them up. Okay, so 2 plus 3 is 5. 8 plus 8, I'm not adding, because whenever I adding or subtracting fractions, my denominators have to be the same. They're the same, I just bring it down. I see if I can reduce it. It's not improper. They're not even. They're not multiples of 3. They're not multiples of 5. So I circle my answer. Boom, done. We've done these in class. I know y'all know how to do this. You guys are super smart. I wish we were in school. We could do this together. You could ask questions. But tomorrow, we'll do a Zoom meeting in the morning. Not tomorrow. Yeah, on Thursday. And so then we can ask any questions as far as adding or fractions with unlike denominators, because then for homework tomorrow, you're going to do subtracting. Subtracting is the same thing, only, we have to find common denominators, only instead of adding the numerators, we subtract them. All right, are we good? Thumbs up if you know what I'm talking about. I don't have anything else to say. I wish we were in school. I miss you guys. Okay, bye.